米大リーグドジャースの大谷翔平が日本時間18日本拠地レイズ戦に先発登板しました。 DH での先発出場はなく投手に専念すると見られていましたが、6回に代打で打者出場。敵地元局も驚きをもって伝えました。右手中指から出血し血染めのピッチングとなった大谷。6回4失点とした後、その裏の攻撃でサプライズが待っていました。この日は投手に専念すると見られていましたが、5番 DH のロハスのところで代打として登場。球場のファンはスタンディングオベーションを送りました。試合後、多くの関係者が大谷の規格外ぶりを称賛しました。これらの模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
It's a morning show, John.
Big show on the mound today, putting together the best pitching season of his career so far. Shohei's made 11 starts. 10 of them have been quality starts, and the only non-quality start saw him throw 5 shutout innings. He's averaging more than 6 innings per start. He is 6-2 on the year. The ERA just barely over 1, and the WHIP is well under 1. And Shohei had that brief bout with some knee inflammation that caused him to miss a game over the weekend in Chicago. He believes it stems from closing himself off a bit with his pitching delivery in the last start, Oral. Hopefully it doesn't become an issue today because Shohei's having a Cy Young caliber season for the Dodgers.
He really is. And, you know, his ERA goes up and, oh, I'm sorry, it's still minuscule. And he's got great stuff. He's got a pitch that he's not even throwing, which is his split finger, which he was one of the pitches that he was known for before coming to the Dodgers. But now with a little blister issue, but the fastball ranging from 97 to 100 miles an hour, the sweeper is off the chart. You know what? He's on a mission, and you know what? It hasn't been mission accomplished yet, but it is mission control is going very well.
Those numbers to me are absolutely insane. You see the 6-2 record? He easily could be 8-0. If he gets any run support in those 2 losses, just a couple runs, he is 8-0. So it's not surprising to me that he is dominant. What is surprising to me is he has come back, changed his delivery a little bit. I love that nice little rock, almost David Cohn-esque back in the day. And he's got 5 elite pitches. He reshapes that breaking ball at times. He is so fun to watch on the mound.
It's Oral. Hey, bud. When I think of you, I think you've had great parents. I think you have unbelievable manners. You're a gentleman. But what's your game face like to change from the guy that just thanked us for coming on the show with us, and now all of a sudden you're the gamer, you know, last night?
Yeah, it's a different guy out there. I think, you know, Oral, you know that. You know, you kind of have to get into that mode. I think for me, every guy's different. I think, you know, you watch Yama, he's got to be in that calm and that tranquil and whatever. And, you know, I'm the complete opposite. I got to be, you know, a little pissed off, a little angry, just kind of go out there and yeah, try to dominate. You know, I think that's just kind of the mode I have to get into when I'm out there, and that's just kind of who I have to be when I pitch.
Robo, last thing for me, excuse me. You know what? You got the best seat in the house today. It's unbelievable to win the game the day before, right? To get your 8th victory, to be in the radar, to be an all-star, and get your workout done, take a shower, put your game uniform on, and sit on that bench. Describe the feeling of being a starting pitcher and having the best seat in the house.
Yeah, it feels good. Obviously, when you have a good one, it feels a lot better than when you have a bad one. You know, I think, again, as I've gotten older, I've realized that, you know, good or bad, you kind of have to try to come and be the same guy. I know that's easier said than done, but, you know, it always feels a little better if you pitch well. Yeah, that's for sure. But one thing I will say, when you say best seat in the house, I think one of the worst places to sit during a baseball game is the dugout, because it's like I can't see where the pitches are. I can only see the height. Like watching it on TV is a little better for me because it's like, all right, I can see what the pitcher's doing. I can see, you know, what's happening out there. From the dugout, it's like I can't tell. I know, you know, when Shohei hits a ball 500 feet, I know it goes 500 feet because I watch it. But that's about the only good thing about being in the dugout.
Well, Dave Roberts did tell us after last night's game that Shohei would not be the DH today. He's going to focus on being a pitcher only. And in his last start, Oral, he gave up a season-high 3 earned runs, 6 2/3 innings in Pittsburgh. What did you see from Shohei in that outing?
You know what? He continues to be a two-pitch pitcher, and that's good enough. That four-seam fastball, he can throw it down the knees, and he can change your eye level up at the top of the zone. He also has got that sweeper, and he can throw it for strikes, and he also can make you chase. So he is really living down, and he's living down with a mission. The mission is to get you to hit it on the ground, excuse me, or to get you to swing and miss. And he is setting up his windows perfectly for his sweeper, because the low fastball and then the sweeper that you're going to chase is coming out of the same place.
I just love his stuff, and especially whether it's from the stretch here, inducing that 5-6-3 double play. Even when he doesn't have his best stuff, best command, he gives his team a chance to win every single time. And that's what you can ask for from the starting pitcher. So Shohei Ohtani, obviously he did give up a couple runs. God forbid his ERA goes over a buck. But there's the big show, pitching only. I expect him to be on his A game today.
Or do you have any concerns with either the blister issue or the knee today?
More on the knee, because it's the landing leg. And so you're taking that body weight down the hill. It's more than just your weight. It's a whole impact. And if that's twisting or landing improperly, all of a sudden he doesn't hit his hole in the front, that is going to be hard. But hopefully it is stable, it is secure, and the swelling stays out of there.
Speaking of that man, Shohei, and pitching this afternoon, Oral, what are your expectations for the big show, having a chance to just go out there and focus on throwing the baseball today, no hitting?
Jerry mentioned it earlier, but I love the rock and fire delivery. He uses that linear motion down the hill, and when he gets that pressure into that left leg that he's had some issues with, I just hope he lands stable and calm. If he does that, he's going to be lighting it up at the knees at about 97 to 100 miles an hour. He's going to be changing eye angles, and watch out for the sweeper.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking the first 10 to 15 pitches, see how he's feeling. Is he favoring that knee? So hopefully he's not. He goes out there and does this thing again. He could throw any pitch at any time. And when he's on, it is tough for the opposition.
I've seen Ohtani throughout his last few starts blowing on that finger, talking about how there is a little blister there. They continue to say it's not an issue, but you can see it's opened up to the point where there's some blood. A lot of times what you'll see when a guy's dealing with something on the tip of his finger like that, just that last little bit of finish that leads to a lot of the swing and miss is lacking. And the only way you can really see that is there is no more swing and miss. And you look at last inning, after he'd racked up 4 Ks through 4, he didn't have any strikeouts. The Rays put the ball in play and got those 4 runs.
Yeah, one of the other things too, it was that leadoff walk, and you know he's done that 7 times this year where he started the inning with a leadoff walk, and in those 7 innings, 10 runs, 9 earnings. I mean, it's almost a precursor to what's going to happen.
It's one of those baseball cliches. It's like leadoff walks score every time. It really does feel like that.
Ohtani gutted it out. We don't usually talk about the guts of Ohtani, but you know, we just talk about how great a talent he is, but he gutted this one out.
Freddie, last night Shohei said you pick him up, he picks you guys up. How much of today was all that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he did well. I mean, you know, we had the miscommunication of getting over to first there. I mean, I thought Shohei pitched great today. So, like I said, 12 o'clock games are hard, but Shohei did great today, 6 innings, and glad we were able to get him a win.
The bigger story was how he did gut his way through this game, because that blister was acting up. It was bloody and it was on his pants, and yet he got through 6 innings of this game.
Yeah, it changes everything. When you know there's a possibility of having pain at the release point, when you know certain pitches are not going to work because they're going to tear your finger apart, so your pitch selection has changed, your ability to throw things has changed. He always takes a split finger grip for every pitch, no matter what, because he doesn't want to give away what pitch grip he's going to, and that's the hardest one to get and the widest thing. But I think what was really going on is it was hurt with the fastball, because we saw so many more slow curveballs today, which for him would be a little bit less pressure. But that is a painful injury, and I don't know how long it's going to take to heal. We've seen other ones take months, 2 months, and maybe don't heal until the end of the year. You just hope he can get a callus and get it stronger.
And I think that is the question moving forward, because he's always hitting. As we all know, he's an everyday player. So how is it going to heal, and how quickly is it going to heal? So again, obviously it became an issue as the game moved along, and it definitely affected him in that inning that he surrendered 4 runs. So again, there's going to be questions asked. Is he going to be skipped his next time around? Because there's real blood there. And again, you're going to need, I think, more than 5 days or so to get this thing healed.
Plus, when you're a hitter, Oral, you can wrap that finger, but you can't do that. You can't put anything on it when you're pitching, right?
No, you can't put anything on it. I mean, sometimes you can get away with crazy glue, but now we have guys being inspected in between every inning, so they're going to have to get something cleared medically if he's going to pitch with a blister and need some kind of treatment or something on there at the time he's playing. I think, you know what? The hardest part of a blister is keeping your arm in shape also, because you have to throw, and you have to throw to stay in shape, to keep the ballistic stretch going when you're going to keep your arm loose. So it'll be very interesting, the whole strategy, what goes on here.
I still can't believe, obviously, him gutting this performance out in that 6th inning. He comes, well, excuse me, he did not come out,
right.
Okay, because he was still the pitcher on record.
Yeah.
But then he comes up and pinch hits. I have never seen that. I didn't think I ever would see that. But once again, on the pitching side, his first 3 or 4 innings, he was outstanding.
Yeah.
And I talk about this Rays team. This is a playoff team. They put pressure on the opposition. They put the ball in play. And he had to wipe out stuff. And then clearly, that blister became an issue there. That was an 0-2 pitch. 0-2 pitch didn't have that bite that we usually see that sweeper has. And when it doesn't have that bite, guess what? Guys are going to put the ball in play, and they put it in play effectively in the inning. But
You know, you start throwing the ball with a different finger and different pressure. So if you can throw a breaking ball with your index finger, but the most important finger on the breaking ball is your middle finger, and that's where the pressure comes in the grip to get to the front of the baseball to make that extra bite. But when you start throwing it more with the pressure of your index finger, you have a tendency to come around it. The ball has a bigger pattern, and it alerts the hitter what's really coming.
Yeah, and throughout this course of this season, he's thrown the sweeper 31% of the time, only 11% today. A lot of that probably because of the blister. Right now, let's hear from Shohei Ohtani with DV and the media.
Shohei, how did you feel out there, and how did it feel in the 5th inning?
マウンドでの状態と5イニング目どうでしたかと振り返って。
状態は比較的良かったのかなと、本当あの回かなと、先頭のフォアボールが良くなかったかなっていう。
I actually felt good overall. Just the leadoff walk wasn't good that inning.
How did the knee feel? And they showed some blood on your pants, the blister opening up again. How did that affect you today?
膝の状態とか、指の血とかなんか結構見られてましたけども、何か影響されましたか？
どうなんですか、特に投げてる位置はあんまり関係ないかなとは思うので、はい、必ずしも常に万全な状態で 100% 投げれるわけではないですし、シーズンやってればそういうこともあるので、その中で、試合を取れたっていうのは大きかったかなと思います。
It's just part of the game. There's not a lot of situations where you feel 100%, so I just took it as that, and it's big that I was able to, we were able to win a game like this.
Is that what separates, pitchers like what you did today? You're not going to feel the best every time, but you have to find a way. How much did you compete through this today?
状態も 100% じゃない中、結構コンピートできたっていうか、そういう意味ではそういうピッチングが現れたんですかねと。
そうです、全体の投げ心地も良かったですし、入りとしても良かったとは思うので、本当にあの回だけかなとは思うので、いいところもあったし悪いところももちろんあったしっていうゲームだったなと思います。
Yeah, actually, I just felt good overall. It's just really that inning, that 5th inning, that I wasn't really too pleased. But aside from that, the stuff was good and felt pretty good overall.
Was there any consideration with the need to not start today? And did you have to do anything differently from last week after the mechanics kind of led to it?
登板しないっていう可能性あったのですかと、その膝のことで、膝のそういうメカニクス的なところを修正しないといけない部分ありましたか？
そうです、動き自体は修正して入れたと思うので、そこはまず良かったですし、明日まだ休みがあるので、投げれる状態、なら特に返すことなく投げようと思ってたので、最低限のなんていうんですかね、調整とゲーム内容だったのかなとは思ってます。
Yeah, my every intention was to start today's game, so didn't really feel like that was going to be an option to not pitch. I did make some changes movement-wise that I think helped me for today.
Today, Shohei Ohtani carried the load. He had 5 of those 7 strikeouts, and despite giving up 4 runs in the 5th inning, Shohei Ohtani also picked up his 7th win of the season. Oral, he gutted through this one today to get that 7th win. What did you see from the Big Show?
Well, it's easy to see when he was good, and then it's easy to see why all of a sudden he was giving up some loud contact. Let's take a look at the K zone and see the location of these pitches, because we could talk about one individual pitch, but he had it all working at the beginning of the game. Whether it was the four-seamer and about 98 miles an hour, or the sweeper, or the slow curveball. And you know what? Just for surprises, let me throw more slow curveballs. He throws another one right here to a lefty. So one to a righty, one to a lefty, down and into the back foot. But all of a sudden, you know, the blister probably started to get to him a little bit, because the height of the pitches started to change, the sharpness of the pitches started to change, and of course, Tampa Bay's already seen him, right? So when you see him in unbelievable stuff, you go up there a little bit more protective, a much a contact-hitting team, and now he doesn't have the ability to actually make you swing and miss like he was early on. They're making contact a little louder and finding holes.
That K-zone, when the blister wasn't a thing, he was dominant. And you saw really in that 5th inning, it was bothering him. And it affected his pitches, and I'm telling you, literally blood in the water. That's what the Rays were seeing. Behind, leadoff walk, 2-0. Fiducia gets a fastball center cut, puts a good swing on it, and then now the Rays are off to the races. So my thing is, how are the Dodgers going to be able to fix this issue moving forward?
Yeah, you don't want it to linger.
You don't want it to linger, especially in that second half, because we're going to need him at full strength to go pitch in meaningful games down the stretch, obviously in the postseason as well. So it's going to be interesting, because we know we have the day off tomorrow, but guess what? Back at it Friday, he's leading off.
Well, let me ask you, Oral. I'm sorry.
No,
let me ask you, if you had a blister, I don't know if you dealt with blisters in your career, but how long, if you were to give it a chance to heal and to callus, would it take?
Well, I actually was one that never believed in calluses, so I would actually shave my hands with a file, and actually where the way the ball comes off. So I didn't want a callus, because a lot of times the callus then causes a blister next to the callus, because that's the weaker skin. Because if there's a bump there from the callus, now the ball's coming off the bump, but it's pulling on the good skin around it, so it can make it worse and worse. So it's a precarious situation for him, for the Dodgers. We saw this with Rich Hill, where it lingered forever. You can't get it to a point where it's going to rip. That's when you're in trouble. And so if he's got blood, that means it's torn a little tiny bit. We can't let that get bigger and bigger.
You made a good point, too, earlier about, okay, when you're taking care of that, let's say you tape it up when you're throwing, just in his throw days, not obviously on the mound when he's pitching, because you're not allowed to do that. You got to keep that movement of your arm and keep that shoulder and arm loose. You have to. So this is very interesting, because he needs to hit. Yeah, obviously he uses his hands.
Well, you think about it, it's the middle finger of the bottom hand when he's hitting left-handed. So what is he going to do to protect that? He's got the other fingers around it. Maybe tape it to the other finger.
He can put tape on, but he can't do that when he's pitching.
No, he can't. And he's going to have his batting gloves on. And so it'll be interesting. And you know what? We've heard about guys that are tight-lipped. When he did his interviews, when the questions were being asked and then being interpreted, he was holding his lips like he was coaching himself up on, I'm not going to give anything away.
Is there any hesitation about bringing Ohtani back out for the 6th, given the pitch count and the blister too?
I thought the pitch count was good. Just kind of making, I thought about it, but just kind of talking to Mark and just watching Shohei, the stuff was still good, and just feeling like if we can get him through another inning, it would, shorten who we need to use for the last 3 innings, and it worked out.
The decision in sending him up to pinch hit, I mean, was there a lot of thought behind that, or, hey, this guy's on our bench, let's use him?
I think that was more of, he can, hit a homer, and I talked to him, and he said he felt really comfortable about taking the at-bat. That was the only chance we would have to hit him in that inning, and so I just felt like, use that bullet, and then you still have Muncy and Wardo, later.
What did you think of his stuff today, and the one bad inning with the 5 other zeros you had?
I thought the stuff was good. The sweeper wasn't as lights out swing and miss as we've seen. He still always finds a way to manage innings and, make pitches when he needs to. But yeah, I mean, I think that he was still kind of working through some delivery stuff with the knee.
Given where we are in the season, I know there's a couple off days coming up, but is there a way with the knee, the blister, where you might think of getting Shohei some extra rest in between starts?
Potentially, but I think that we do this derma bond, and I think today, I don't know if it came off or he didn't use it today, and that's what spurred the bleeding late. So I feel good that right now I don't see why he won't make his start. I mean, I don't know if it's next Wednesday or next Thursday, but down the road. Could it happen? Potentially, but I think right now, I think we're still in a good spot, and today he came out of it well.
Hi, Dave. Excuse me. I saw a lot of jerseys of football, especially from Japan. Are you following the World Cup, the soccer World Cup?
I'm following it a little bit. It's on in my office, but I'm not, outside the U.S. But I just love watching, matches or games that matter and passion, and so it's fun to see the fans get excited, the players get excited. So I'm still learning. I know the star players, but I don't have a particular team I'm watching outside the U.S.
Or Japan?
Yeah, Japan too, but I don't know. My schedule is, I don't know when these guys are playing, but when it's on, I'll watch. But I'm not trying to rearrange my schedule to watch soccer. Sorry.
You never play soccer?
I did when I was younger, and I was pretty good, yeah.
Game back, a lot of anticipation. How did it feel?
Yeah, it felt really good to get back out there and actually contribute. Just been a cheerleader the whole year, so now I'm actually a player, and it's been fun.
To do it in a win and to do it with Ohtani and the way you guys swept a pretty good team, a little bit rewarding to come back and be able to hold it down?
Yeah, it's a good team. We played 3 really tight games, and to win those kinds of games is really important. And yeah, the pitching was ridiculous the whole weekend. Shohei did a great job as always, and we got some clutch hits.
You were giving Ohtani a lot of feedback, especially after the first 4 innings. What did you see from him in those first 4, and how did things kind of get away from him in the 5th?
I think he's fine. I thought he pitched the ball really, really well. Yeah, we ran into a little bit of trouble in the 5th. I think the easy way to look at it is we gave up a leadoff walk. Leadoff walks never really tend to go your way as a defense, as a pitching staff, and trying to guide a game behind the plate. So it makes your situation a little tougher trying to get out of that hole. But no, I don't think we could dive too far into it with Shohei. I thought he threw the ball well. Like you said, he ran into a little trouble in the 5th, but I don't think it was any worry with stuff. That's a pretty good offense that knows how to put runs on the board, and that's the offense we're going to face in October. So I think essentially he did his job. At the end of the day, we put up more runs on the board than they did, and we won the baseball game. Obviously, we expect close to perfection out of Show. Every time he goes out there, so does he out of himself. But there's no piece to worry at all. Obviously, I think I can build a little better relationship moving forward based on what's happened. Whether we get hit around here, hit around there, I don't think it's anything to worry about. I think it's just a learning lesson for both of us.
Could he finish the pitches with the blister, because he was getting a lot of swing and miss early on, and then we started to see the blood in the 5th?
Yeah, I didn't ask him too much about the blisters on his finger. Obviously, yeah, you see the blood, it's bleeding a little bit. He's dealt with it his last couple, but by no means do we want to put blame on a blister. Like I said, I'm going to talk to him. We're going to build off of this one. Obviously, it's great that we could win a baseball game like that and sweep a team that's as good as they are.
Tough to take positives out of being swept, but Shohei Ohtani, most runs he'd given up all season long. What did you like about the at-bats in that 5th inning?
I think the best thing was that we answered back. They had gone up 2-0, and we answered right back, put some pressure on him. He's very, very talented, stays in the zone, but I felt like we put enough pressure with some good at-bats to get us back in the game and then ultimately take the lead with some big hits.